Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the NIBIRU channel. We are on a live broadcast with NIBIRU Skywatcher, Matt Rogers, over in the UK. How are you, Matthew?
I'm fine, thank you very much. I've been looking at the skies and seeing the chemtrails that have been really bad today up there in the atmosphere and everything, like, you know. So just keeping an eye on everything up and looking around at different weather counters and stuff, and just getting the news out there, Scott. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been having some very, very weird weather here in the United States. Definitely some very, very cold temperatures in the central part of the U.S. What type of weather were you having the last few days over there in the UK?
Just very erratic weather. Basically, we've been having slightly like hailstones only for 5 minutes, and then it stops, and then we get very bad rough winds and gales, but then it stops after 5 minutes. So it's very erratic, different weather patterns. It's not all the same all the time, so it is very strange.
Yes. Now, I did a report early this morning on some information that I got from one of my subscribers, and it was pertaining to the temperatures going up in the North Pole. And actually, the temperatures have gone up above freezing, which is absolutely abnormal for this time of year. Have you got any information? Have you been hearing the same thing over there?
Well, I've basically looked at some reports and stuff as well about that situation. There's the jet stream is actually erratic. It's not playing the same as it was before many years ago. You know, the jet stream flow. The thing is, though, basically the ice caps are melting, and I've seen these reports, and basically the sea levels are rising, as I showed on my last video, that we're getting huge amounts of water now that's being flooded all over the world now, and the ice caps are actually into a situation where it's definitely melting now, and then temperatures are rising because of you've got the binary twin that's basically up there with our sun now, and it's burning twice as much now. You know, the sun's core is erratic, things are changing, and people need to be aware of this. It's so important that we actually do these presentations and shows and things to let everybody know that them situations are real, Scott. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. You're not going to open up CNN or the BBC and hear any of them talk about any of the situations that we're about to go through. Now, me and Steve Olson, we've been investigating a few things that have been coming up, and one of them was this cosmic wave of energy, this avatar exploding in space, and we both were able to get the same type of intel coming in that basically it was a bunch of disinformation, kind of misinformation that was put out there, when in fact, you know, we have this large coronal hole that we are going to be facing dead on, I think, tomorrow on Christmas Day.
That's right.
And it will probably affect the Earth even more, as it already has over the past several days with earthquake activity. That's right. But we found out that, you know, there is definitely some type of like a misinformation campaign that was started up and basically put out there, almost meant for all of us to follow with. And naturally, I looked into it. Some of the information was credible, but then, you know, I had a good friend of mine. He's, like I said, he's ex-military, still has a lot of contacts.
Yes.
Basically, they were working on this misinformation campaign for the last 9 months because they knew that the timing of, well, I'm just going to have to just come out and say it. The timing of NIBIRU moving through our solar system, and I had a deep discussion with Jeff P. about this also, is literally creating what would look like a massive hurricane in space as this planet moves through the inner solar system. And its energy can travel out hundreds of millions of miles. So with the combination of the effects from the coronal hole and NIBIRU, or Planet X, and its effects, we are in for a very, very long lasting endeavor. And we are only in the very, very beginning stages of it. This could possibly last up to 2 years.
Definitely, yes.
2 years. It's kind of scary.
It is very scary, Scott. It is. And basically as well, with all these chemtrails that are being sprayed across the skies to pull the wool over our eyes, the government are they know this is going to happen. And basically we are in a situation where we are becoming unwell with these chemtrails. They should come out with the truth now. Government should be truthful with us now and stop covering all these situations, because many people now, thousands and thousands of people, are starting to look up and notice that the skies have changed. The reflections, which I'm showing on my channel, you can see the redness and the movements out there behind them clouds. And the binary twin, as I said before, is affecting our sun's core, making it super hot, and also basically the Earth's core as well is being affected, causing all these earthquakes all around the world. Climate change is a complete hoax, Scott, and people need to be aware of this.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. I think everybody should be aware of it. The problem is making people aware of it, just getting them to open up their eyes, start looking around for the information. You know, everybody has at least maybe 30 minutes to 1 hour a day to, you know, maybe do some of this little research, keep on track of what's going on, because right now, you know, the biggest threat that the entire world is under is the fact of all of these earthquakes. And matter of fact, let's just, I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen. Let's just take a look at what's going on right now with some earthquake activity. I haven't looked at it for, about 2 hours. And so let me clear some of this off here real quick. And we will be live on the earthquake map, and they're having some earthquakes in areas that are usually not prone to earthquakes. So if you could just take a look at the screen, I mean, we'll just look up here to Alaska. I mean, all of these earthquakes, some of them 3.5, 2.2, a 4.1 down in the Aleutian Islands, right off the tip of Alaska 11 hours ago. They have all of these strikes in California, a 3.4. Now, I've been telling everyone that the earthquake frequency in the state of California is going to pick up, and the magnitude of these earthquakes is also going to increase. Now, there's no doubt. What do we have down here? El Salvador, 14 hours ago, a magnitude 4.6. Dominican Republic, magnitude 4.2. What else do we have down here? Chile, 4.2. They actually had 2 earthquakes. A 4, yeah, and what do we got over here? A 4.3. And the Ring of Fire, baby. Look at it. It is just a 4.8 in the Philippines, 4.4 Indonesia, 3.3 Australia. Northern Mariana Islands, 5.2, 4.1 in Russia, 4.4 in Japan, 4.7 in Japan. So, you know, the bottom line is I keep track of these earthquakes.
Yep.
Oh my, probably I would say 6 to 8 times a day I'm checking up on these earthquakes. And as you can see, let me show you something, because I showed this to Steve Olson the other day.
Yeah.
Take a look at the western coast of Mexico, right here where my cursor is. You don't see any earthquakes registering there, do you?
No.
Nothing. Well, I happened to meet a guy who works for the seismology office in Mexico, and here is the link to the Mexican seismology office. And take a look at this. Do you see that map of Mexico right here?
Yes. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
These are all within the last 2 days. Magnitude 3.9, magnitude 4.1, 3.4, 3.7, 3.2, 3.5, 3.6, 3.9, all along that plate ridge right there. And they're not reporting it. They're not reporting any of it, except for the Mexican Seismology Office.
Yeah. Scott,
so that's just crazy, if you ask me. That's just absolutely insane.
It is. It's absolutely crazy. It's showing the truth of what's really going on out there. And the media are on gagging orders. They're not to be told. The government pay them not to say anything about these situations, you know. And also, you know, the magnitude of earthquakes. They always lie about the magnitude size. A 3.4 is a 4.4. They don't tell the truth about the situation to stop mass panic. It's just basically that these earthquakes are getting a lot more bigger now, Scott. You know what I mean? Yes,
they actually had an earthquake in the state of Northern Virginia, and they had an earthquake in Kentucky. They appeared on the earthquake map, and 30 minutes later, they were gone. And these are not areas that normally have earthquakes. You know, you'd maybe have a little shimmy of an earthquake maybe once every century. So, and they were credible readings, and they were actually, one was a 2.2, and the other was a 3.1, which you're going to feel that. You're going to feel that little rumble, and bingo, the data disappeared from the map within, I think, a few minutes.
But Scott, what I'm saying is basically that because the sun is burning twice as much now, these solar flares are hitting us and the rays are going down towards us, also affecting the Earth's core. And the Earth's core is being agitated and causing these earthquakes around the world. And all these sinkholes are stretching the land. It's time now. This situation is 100% on its way now. You know?
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. I think over the next, I would probably say over the next 4 to 6 months, you know, I can guarantee that people around the world
100%, yes,
are definitely going to be opening up their eyes, and we're going to go into some very scary situations. There's no doubt about that. You know, I've been taking radiation readings off of an international site that lists radiation readings for every inch of the world. And they're only elevated as the Earth rotates into the sun. The radiation levels elevate naturally. So that's telling me one thing, that we're definitely being hit by, well, as they said, level 3 levels of radiation. It's absolutely incredible, and it's very scary, and you kind of don't know what to do. You know, some of the information that comes in, you know, is it definitely sends a chill up your spine on some days, and sometimes I don't even have words for it. But you mentioned the jet stream.
Yes.
And I was just looking at the jet stream, and matter of fact, we could take a look at it real quick and see what it's doing, because earlier this morning it was pretty wild. To me, it looked out of control.
Just different weather we're getting here as well in the UK, where it's stopping and starting, and we're getting these rainfalls, and basically stop so quickly. And it's because the jet stream's not flowing properly anymore. And this is because we're heating up, and also all the other planets are heating up as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's no doubt about that. I mean, Venus is so bright in the sky right now, and I think Venus should only be about 66% luminosity, and it looks completely illuminated.
That's it.
But this is just a current look at the jet stream. We'll just pull down the North Pole and take a look at the Arctic. And I mean, you can clearly see that is the jet stream pattern as we speak. And it also, it kind of looks like a little bit of a funnel effect. Usually it's in a tighter pattern around the North Pole. It seems to be largely expanded, and then I was looking at the South Pole, which I've been investigating quite a bit, and once again, you know, the temperatures in the South Pole are warmer. I was looking at some of them today, And on the outer fringes of the Antarctica, it is kind of warm. Some of the temperatures are reaching 40, 41, 45 degrees. Now, there are some very cold spots, dead center in the middle, but nothing compared to the ice melt all around the continent. And it's creating some very strange weather for other people, around the world. I know I was listening to some of my subscribers that are over in the Middle East. Yep. And I mean, you could see, these patterns are they're just completely erratic. What is your weather? Your weather in the UK this time of year? What type of weather are you normally receiving by Christmas?
We normally receive like a cold weather, like very cold, like 4 Celsius or 6 Celsius, so it's normally should be like that, but it's going up to like a 10 Celsius, even hitting yesterday. It was hitting 12 to 13 Celsius here. And also we were getting these, it was very warm. It was warm. You could feel it. And at night time as well, you can feel the warmness. And also the strangest situation is, Scott, is at night time when you look at the skies, it's not that blackness, like a winter blackness. You're supposed to be able to see the stars much clearer. The thing is, though, we're getting this burgundy red color all over the skies. You can't barely see the stars. So something is reflecting at night time as well, warming us up here in the UK.
Yeah, we had those weird looking skies here in the States. What is today? Saturday?
Yes.
Or is it Friday? It's Friday.
No, Friday, yeah, 24.
It's Saturday. 24. I don't know what day it is anymore. I barely get sleep. But I think it was maybe Tuesday and Wednesday this past week.
Yes.
The skies in the morning had this bright pink sunrise. Now, in late December here in the United States, in the eastern United States, we don't have those types of sunrises. I have pictures of them and I'll show you. And we do not have these burning orange sunsets.
That's right.
And I think it was Wednesday that all of a sudden these burnt orange skies just literally came out of nowhere. Now, the picture I'm going to show you right now is what I woke up to Wednesday morning. Look at that.
Wow. That
was my sunrise on Wednesday morning.
See, people must be looking at that now as well, Scott, to understand that it's completely...
Listen, in 48 hours, my email inbox was full of pictures from people all around that were seeing these amazing sunrises and sunsets. And then later on that day, we got this amazing... Oh, I'm sorry, this is a subscriber's picture, but this was sent in later the same day. I got it in the morning. I mean, just look at the sky. I mean, we don't usually have these types of sunsets. Now, this is what it looked like from my house.
Yes.
5:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And look at this. One thing that really blew my mind, and it was this long tubular cloud. It stretched from one end of the sky all the way to the other. I'll just zoom in for everybody. It almost seemed like it stayed lighter outside. And it's more than it normally would. And then for the rest of the night, the sky had a burnt orange, a real dark burnt orange color to it. It was like it was almost not even nighttime. I kept going outside looking to see what was going on, and I was pretty amazed at what things looked like. But I started getting pictures in from all over, and these were some of the skies.
Yes.
That people were experiencing.
We have the same cloud. We have the same sky as well, Scott. When you get used to the daylight in the winter, you can tell when it starts getting nighttime. You can just tell it like with your body clock. But I noticed yesterday as well that it stayed a bit lighter till 4, half past 4, 5 o'clock. It was still light. So something else was brightening up the skies behind them chem clouds, and lots of pinkness and redness of the clouds as well. So the NIBIRU is there. It's here, the reflections are here, and it's starting to light up on the horizons now. And you can always tell that just that extra 5 minutes or 10 or 15 minutes of lightness, it just gives it away that they're hiding this situation, you know?
There's no doubt. I mean, what's going on is very strange. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I'm showing you subscribers' photographs, some of them from different parts of the world, and they were just very, very strange. I mean, I haven't even opened up probably 1,000 emails dealing with these that that we had.
I've got two laptops with some images that's on them. So next time when we do another video, I'll produce them on screen, because at the moment I'm using this this computer at the moment, and it's basically there's lots of, as you said, emails that are basically need reopening and stuff and everything to sort out. So, but I can tell you now that our skies are changing completely, and it's so obvious now, you know, and media are just hiding it.
What do you think of that? That scare me. You know, looking at this photograph right here, walking outside at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah,
I'd probably have one of those WTF moments.
amazing.
You know, so I think let me see. Yeah, these are all of them here.
Scott, you know the screen on the bottom corner, yeah? It's not showing again, it's gone off.
Oh, let me just fix that for you.
Yeah, sorry, mate. It's just gone off again. It's just, thank you very much indeed. Cheers. Nice one. It's just so important that people see these images, you know what I mean? It's so important that people get to look at the skies now. You know, there's many subscribers also on my channel and your channels and that are looking up and seeing these differences. And also, I believe that younger people don't understand and notice because they've only been here for like 10, 15 years, and they see these guys all through their life. But the older people, the older generations know that there's something strange going on now, you know?
You know, I hear the same thing from a lot of people that their comment is, well, you know, when I was younger, the sky or the sun was always orange. Now the sun looks white. Well, they are correct. The sun is literally turning white. I think the sun is getting much hotter. And from the report that me and Steve got the other day, you know, over the course of the next several months,
yes,
the sun is literally going to be getting much hotter. And eventually, whenever you walk outside, you're not going to be out there very long, and it will literally blister your skin.
That's right.
You know, so these are not effects of global warming, because I had some of these idiot trolls that sit there and try to debunk everything you say and discredit it. You know, they're using the old, it's global warming, it's global warming.
Hear it every time. Yeah.
Yeah. In the meantime, you know, they're still living in their mother's basement debunking cornflakes. You know, you know. But
that's true. That's so true.
Yeah, I think we're in for a rocky road. You know,
I just want to say, in the summer, just gone the summer, I've got a couple of pets that basically don't want to go outside in the summer, you know, with the heat of the sun, and also looking at the sun, it was burning the hydrogen off the clouds. They just disband, they disappear. They don't do what they did before. So they're chemtrailing to try and solve that problem as well. And on the morning sky in the summer in July, you could see basically the sun was just beaming, do you know what I mean? White hot. And also the reflections on the ground. It was just as if you were in a studio, you know, with the powerful lights on you. And basically people was noticing that now. And I'm you know what I mean? I just want to, as you do as well, just get the word out there 100%. The sun is definitely being affected. It's been affected now by the binary twin. And we are in a binary twin situation. because all other stars, billions of stars, have binary twins. So why are all of a sudden NASA and government are saying that we are not, we're the only ones that are not? We are. It's just another propaganda lie to try and keep everybody down, keep their eyes down, to basically stop everybody from believing the truth. Think out the box. That's what we need to do, is think out the box and just basically make sure that other people know the situation before they go down in their cities, their bunkers and that, and leave us all standing above on the ground to be burnt away. And I think that's terrible. They should now open up to the truth and tell people now. It's time. It really is, Scott. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? I got a little message for everybody that plans on going deep underground. These protons, ions, all of this massive cosmic energy that's going to be coming. It's in my opinion and several others that we are in the beginning stages of feeling the effects from Planet X.
Yes.
So believe whatever you want to believe. But anyways, the amount of cosmic energy, literally these particles, these molecules, they will literally pierce the Earth all the way to the core. So what makes you think that going underground into your bunker
that's right.
is gonna protect you? Maybe protect you a little bit, but over a long period of exposure, you're going to start feeling the effects of this type of radiation. It's literally going to break your DNA. They are already scheduling to remove the astronauts from the International Space Station. I got that word 48 hours ago. You can bank on it. Those astronauts in the International Space Station will soon be back on Earth, and they will literally be abandoning the space station. Mark my words.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Because these particles are literally going to penetrate straight through the material that the space station is made of. And you cannot have two human beings up there being pelted with this type. They'll die.
That's right. They've been panicking about it. They've been panicking about that situation for years. There was already, what was the guy's name, the astronaut that came down from the space station recently, about a couple of months ago. There was a guy, and I believe when he came down, he looked a mess. You know,
yeah.
I believe this is the situation where they keep bringing people up there and bring them down quite fast now. And basically, I looked at the Soho cam. You know, the one with the showing you the sun and everything, and you could see basically all these bits and objects and metals and asteroids and things that are moving around everywhere around the sun now. It's all happening now, because all this trash is being pulled through now, Scott, and it's all being pulled through by the NIBIRU system. And basically,
yes, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, those astronauts, they have to be very brave to even step outside and do a spacewalk, because, you know, a particle, a piece of anything, the size of a little pebble, would pierce right through their spacesuit and their body. It would kill them instantly. So I think that these astronauts are very worried, very leery about going outside of the space station to do any type of a spacewalk. I guess there were periods where things were clear and they were able to go out for short spacewalks, but you couldn't get me up there. You couldn't get me up there for all of the money in the world. There ain't no way. It just ain't happening. But one thing I did want to mention to you over the next 2 weeks, what I'm going to be doing is, I was discussing this with Steve Olson, and I'm going to discuss it with several others. I'd like to form, and I am going to form, an alliance. And the key word is going to be alliance. And that's what I'm going to call it, the alliance. And it's going to be an alliance between all of us here on YouTube that spend a lot of time researching and investigating Planet X. And it seems that we're all doing our own thing. And I think what we all need to do is we need to get together in a situation just like this and compare what we're seeing, just basically comparing notes and getting on to these live broadcasts and letting everyone in the entire world see and know what we are doing. So I'm going to be talking with Steve more in depth about this. I'm going to be speaking with, I spoke with Jeff P. He's going to be joining us. Steve Wayne Steiger will be joining us. I'm going to be asking several more gentlemen out there that are doing more than their fair share. And I'm going to welcome you into the Alliance, and that is exactly what we're going to be. So what we will do is we will go ahead and we'll perform our live broadcast. We'll get the information out there, and then we will all have the ability to take this live broadcast and share it on our YouTube channels.
Yeah, that's
that way we're starting to network all of our subscribers together, all of our information, and that way we are going to grow very, very quickly. We're going to get the word out much more rapidly than for all of us to simply do our own thing. So I'm thinking maybe once a week, depending on our schedules, the Alliance can get together, perform a live broadcast, get the information out there, and again, start sharing it with all of our subscribers, building the subscriber base and building the network of information. And I think it's a great idea. I actually had a dream about it the other day, and that word just hit me right between the eyes, the Alliance, and that's what it's going to be.
It's so
what do you think?
It's also, I've got subscribers that are, I've got one guy, Cryptic Star, he's a brilliant channel that basically goes proof of things as well, and getting him involved as well, very kind gentleman, and also other people as well. It's just so important because the NIBIRU system is out there, and people on the land and around the world, they don't know, they don't realize what's going to happen. It's so important that we get the word spread, as you said, to basically get people to look up and to start prepping as well, to understand that when the power grid goes down, the government will pull the grid. They will do it right under our noses. And it's so important that we basically know that this could happen in a short space of time soon, I believe. And basically that power grid won't go down for half an hour, where we put our candles out in the house, and hopefully that the government and the power stations will turn back on again for our electricity. That we are so, we're so basically so used to the electricity around us now. It's like a comfort zone to us. And
absolutely. Gil Broussard said that when the power grid goes down, you will literally be flushed right back into the mid 1800s.
100%, yes, 100%.
And I mean, the bottom line is, with all of this cosmic dust and cosmic clouds and all this cosmic energy, all of this moving through our solar system is definitely gonna cause some interruptions and possibly very severe damage to satellites that are orbiting our Earth. And the minute these satellites start getting damaged, smashed, and destroyed, the minute your cell phone stops working, look out. Look out. It's going to be a very trying time. So that's why I think for all of us getting together as soon as possible, forming this alliance with each other, and getting this word out, we will then become a true force of information. Because right now these trolls and these debunkers, they want to put us down.
They do.
Yeah, they've done it to you. They've tried it on me. They've done it to Steve, but we're all back up. We're not going anywhere. Do you hear that? We are not going anywhere. So you are the second person that I've mentioned the Alliance to, and well, actually the third person, but we're going to be going forward. The gentleman that you just spoke of, let him know what we were talking about. If he'd like to join us, get me his email information. We'll bring him on with us, and the more, the merrier. Absolutely.
Because Scott, another thing is as well that we've got asteroids that are orbiting our Earth right now as well. They're huge, and media don't want to tell you this either. They don't want to tell the public this. And one of them goes through the keyhole of our atmosphere, then that's going to cause serious problems. I mean, there's objects that are orbiting us now that people don't understand and know about. we've got one huge asteroid, as I spoke to somebody before, some time back, about Apophis, that's following us in its orbit. And basically, if you can get all the information on the internet about that, you know, seeing the different orbits it's traveling, and in the number of years to come, we're going to have some serious trouble with that object. But again, NASA says all the time on their web pages, don't worry about it. It's not going to hit us. Nothing's going to happen. You know, and basically these lies need to be exposed now by these government-run programs. They're just hiding and pulling the wool. And you know, I take it from the heart. I want people to understand the truth of what's going on. You know, it's so important, as I said before, and we will do this. You know, I'm so 100% beside you to go ahead and do this this meeting thing and getting things sorted for people to become aware, more people to become aware. Like, you know, Scott.
Absolutely, and you know, if you take a look at how many meteors,
yes,
this year that NASA missed, and they didn't know anything about them, you know. So I just had one of my subscribers over in Bordeaux, France, send me a video the other day of this massive fireball coming directly vertically downward out of the sky. However, we don't think that it was a true meteor or space junk.
Right.
We think it was probably a closing pass by of NIBIRU because it falls within the timeline that Dave Dobbs was putting together. And the video is pretty pretty mind-blowing. Let me see if I could pull that up real quick and show everybody, because it was truly amazing.
Excellent.
And it definitely does not look like any type of meteor. Let me just try to find it real quick. Oh, I got this one photograph the other day. This was captured, and this was startling. This is not part of the video footage, but this was what one of my subscribers, you know, photographed this in the sky. It was small, but as they zoomed into it, and then I zoomed in, we were both very, very startled at what we saw. But let me pull up the video footage from. Let me see, where is that? I know I have that in one of these files. I have all of these files. Oh Lord.
There's a flyby tonight. There's a flyby tonight as well, Scott. There's a meteorite. The size is 220 meters by 490 meters, and basically.
Oh my Lord.
A 2002 XP37, and that's tonight, supposed to be heading past our Earth as well. There's about 15 of them that are basically heading towards us, and they get burnt out in the atmosphere at night times as well. I look up and I see these meteorites, huge, you know, explosion noises as well. And winter last year, I heard one. And again, media don't say nothing. They just basically deal with just wanting us to know about the rain and the natural weathers and things. But above all that's happening, it's really a chaotic situation now out there, outside our Earth. There's lots of things that are moving around up there now, and it's about time that people understand and know this. You know, and subscribers that message me on my channel, they also send me images and things, and basically some of the things are outstanding what they're seeing as well. So it's all happening now, Scott. Really, it is.
Yeah, the situation that we're having is I don't know, man. It's there's a lot of days that's very scary. I'm trying to think where I put this video. I have so many of them that I forget where I put it. Let me just check one more time. This was the fireball that was over Bordeaux, France. That's not it, is it? I don't think I labeled it correctly.
Lots of reports of them well, and they're orbiting around our planet as well. You know, and I've read reports as well for the past week that these are happening now. But why, Scott? Why are they not putting it on the news media? it's just terrible. It's, you know, they're not showing these situations live, you know, on the news stations. It's so slammed down now that government don't want us to show us anything. You know, they just don't want us to.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to see, you know, anything coming out on the news media ever.
They shut everything down as well. There's also, I spoke to Chris Potter. I emailed Chris Potter about 3 months ago, and I explained to him that there's false media web pages for people to look at, saying that chemtrails are contrails. There's no such thing as chemtrails. They were blasting it all out 5 months ago, letting people see that, look, there's no such thing as chemtrails. But sadly, lots of people do believe that, you see, and they really need to look at the skies to know that they're there, you know, and they're spraying us completely every day. And it's just basically a situation where we, you know, as you said, we just need to stand together to basically alert other people to know that this is really going on, because they're just doing it blatantly in our skies. They're doing it every day here in the UK now, covering our sun. It looks white hot. As it's going down on the horizon, the sun just looks like a ball of white heat. You know, it doesn't look like that yellowness anymore.
Oh, okay. Here's the, I finally got it. Here's the footage from Bordeaux, France the other day. Are you able to see that?
Can you put that on the... I'm having trouble with that screen. Keep turning off, Scott.
Hold on 1 second. Let me...
See, I've got the main screen. I've got the main screen on. I haven't got the small screen at the bottom. So.
What do you see on your screen now?
No, here it goes. I've got your... I've got the logo coming up.
My logo?
Yeah, yes, I have, yeah.
Okay.
Happiness of the internet.
Yeah, you know, sometimes this this Google Hangout could be a little pain in the butt, but it's definitely a good tool. Now I'll go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to get rid of this one. And we'll share this this Bordeaux, France meteor. Just let me know if you could see it.
Yeah, I can see it now, Scott. Yeah, I can see it. Look at that. You can see. There it is.
Now, we thought this was a meteor at first, but as we kept on looking and looking and looking and zooming into it,
yeah,
that's not space junk, because I checked everywhere. There's a very, very large bay off in the distance from where this gentleman lives in Bordeaux. There was no sign of a splashdown. There was no sign of an impact. And for an object to be coming directly straight down like that, this looks exactly like the footage that Dave Dobbs came up with, and that young lady in the state of Indiana, Becky Lewis, came up with. I think it was December 2015.
Yes, yes.
So we may be possibly looking at, you know, a NIBIRU flyby.
I believe so. Because here in the UK, there's a festival called the Glastonbury Festival, and every year when that festival was being played, there was guys there picking up the same image, and they said that would be the NIBIRU flyby. The thing is, though, Scott, it's getting bigger. Yeah,
I remember Dave talking about that. Was it called the Gatsby Festival?
That's right, yeah, yeah. The thing is, though, basically, it's a lot of the trolls as well are saying that it's just an aeroplane. It's an aeroplane. It's nothing but an aeroplane. But come on, that is not an aeroplane, is it? You know.
Well, like I told the trolls in my video, if that's an airplane, then he's doing a nosedive in the bay.
That's right.
Okay, and if an airplane that size did a nosedive in the bay off the coast of France, it would be on every major news station across the globe.
That's right. Yeah, definitely.
I checked all the meteor sites for inbound meteors, and there was nothing. And still, I've checked the last several days. There is still nothing. So, you know, I mean, you can theorize what it was, but the bottom line,
that's out there. That's definitely a heavenly body that's out there that's basically going past our Earth, and it's been spotted so many times by many people as well. But still, again, people, I hope that they don't get stuck on the fence with this, and just think, well, is it, isn't it? They've got to realise now that this is the real deal now. We are in the times of change. And basically, as I said before about the government, think that they can hide themselves down there in them underground cities to save their banking system and then pop their heads up and think it's all going to be over. No.
That ain't going to happen. I can tell you that much. And as far as people that are on the fence, well,
Yes.
Let me tell you something. If you're on the fence, better hold on tight because you're probably going to fall off in a short amount of time.
Definitely, 100%. We just
I was specifically told that there is going to come a day very soon
Yes.
where you're not going to be able to deny that something is occurring. And then as the passing days and weeks go by, your denial, if you still are in denial, your denial is going to slowly go away. And then one day it's going to rapidly go away. And then there's going to be that possibility that because you stayed on the fence so long, you basically endangered yourself and your family and your well-being. So, like I tell everybody, there is nothing wrong with preparation, being prepared. There's nothing wrong with seeking information and trying to stay at least a half a step ahead. And that's all that I'm trying to do.
The weather's changed completely. You've got to remember the past. Like last year, we had that Storm Frank here in the UK, and basically we had 6 months of rain in like 2 days. And it wrecked homes. It caused lots of problems to families and stuff. But basically, I believe this is all part of the system that's changing, and it's so important because people lost their homes because of that. You see, and when the NIBIRU system comes very close, and the brown dwarf comes close and causes all the tsunamis and things, and this thing is going to happen. These situations are going to happen, and we need to try and get to high land. And people need to understand that basically that we're in these strange times now, Scott. You know what I mean?
Well, there's no doubt. I was actually with this one gentleman from Canada that I know. He's a retired geologist, and he's put together these flooding simulation models using some computer programs, and you're able to basically open up the program and increase the ocean levels. And then it will show you what the increase in ocean levels will do to coastal flooding all around the world. So basically, you just narrow yourself into, just say, for instance, the country of France. So you'll increase the ocean level 10 feet. So as soon as you increase the ocean level of 10 feet, it will show you what it will do to the country of France along its coastline. So if you increase it 50 feet or 100 feet, you will literally start to see large portions of countries disappearing along the coastline very, very rapidly. And this has nothing to do with global warming or anything else. It's very, very serious. He has not finished this computer program, but he said as soon as he's finished, he's going to give me access to it and put together a video. I'm going to give access to it to everyone that will be in our alliance, and that way, if this will show river flooding, streams, oceans, everything around the entire globe. He showed me a brief synopsis of it, and the animations on the program, very, very sophisticated, very, very real, and he uses a lot of global information, absolutely fantastic. But yes, flooding is going to be something horrible that we're going to have to go through, and me and Steve were talking about the possibilities of all of these massive volcanoes that we have under the ocean, on top of the land. The earth is heating up inside, like you said, So naturally, we're going to have more volcanic activity.
That's right.
That is going to destroy the air.
It will do, definitely.
Oh my God. And then we were talking about, these fish kills all over the world for the last couple of years.
That's right.
And we found out that these underground volcanoes under the ocean, literally going off and releasing these gases and methane into the water, literally just kills tens of thousands of fish all at one time. So very, very scary situation. But you have anything else you want to share before we end our first hangout with Matt Rogers?
I just want to say one thing, basically, that for all the subscribers, thank you for subscribing to the channel and watching the important footage, that we want to get the truth out there. And also with the trolls as well, just ignore them, because at the end of the day, they just want to disinformation us. And basically, we just want to get a steady line to getting the truth. And also as well, I've been going on to the Cornwall cams, as you noticed on the video channel. Basically, there's one camera that I'm keeping an eye on called the Land's End cam. And basically, there's people on other channels that have said that there's 18 or 8 mile foot deep of water, square cubic feet of massive amounts of water there that the scientists and also the weather people and everything that are paranoid about, because when the shift happens, all that will start causing big problems to our country in the UK. And it's just so important, Scott, that we've just got to get the messages out there. And thank you for doing this show with me, and I look forward to another one day. Soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We will keep in touch by email, and this Google Hangout, it also makes it very easy for you to get in touch with me. There is an application. There is an application for your cell phone, but it freezes my cell phone. But you can play around with this Google Hangout and set yourself up on it. And this is a very, very good tool. It links up very, very quickly with YouTube. And I just want to let you know, whenever we are finished with our interview, as soon as this uploads, it will give me a copy of our video. I will email it to you.
Thank you.
And it will be in an MP4 format, and all you have to do is upload it straight to your YouTube channel and let all of your subscribers see it. So this is what I want to do with our alliance, is give everyone who is part of this alliance the access to our video, and then get it up on your channel, get it out there to your subscribers. And then soon, like I said, we will build a bigger network of people that are opening up their eyes, opening up their ears, and they want to listen and they want to live. So they have the will to live. And we're going to get the word out one way or another.
It's important as well, what I said before, Scott, about doing a presentation as well here in the UK. And also, if we can get this presentation running here as well and getting the monitors up. So you're on the monitor, Steve Olsen and Jeff P and many other people on channels. I said this before on the last channel, but this time I really want to go for it now, because it's important, again, to get the word out, because no one's saying anything and it's very quiet here in the UK. People don't want to look up, and it's so important to get the messages across. But what you're saying about the alliance thing is 100%, and I want to go with that. And I respect that you're letting me in on it as well, and also other subscribers. It's so important that we get this sorted now.
Yes, I think it's very, very important that we move forward with this. I mean, it's like the old saying goes, strength is in numbers.
That's right. Definitely.
And if you take a look at it, we literally have a gang of thugs, and that's what I'll call them. They are thugs. These imitation troll babies. I call them bitch babies, because that's exactly what they are. They just sit there in their diapers with their Twinkies and their computer, and just spill a bunch of hatred, and they're nothing but scum.
They are proper scum.
And they're, like I tell them all, they're going to be the first ones led to the guillotine.
Definitely. It's evil what they do, and then what they did to Steve as well, and it's just, it's callous behaviour. You know what I mean? It's like childish, naughty. You know, it's twisted and it's naughty. And it's got to stop. You know, the things like that have got to stop, because we are wanting to show people the truth of what's going on. You can see the skies. The skies have changed. The chemtrails. Now the thing is, these trolls are saying that no, they're contrails, and it's you know. The thing is, though, you can see now that they're actually polluting the skies now to hide everything. Everything's been hidden now, and people are starting to look up now, and it's fantastic that they're looking up now. And basically, a message to Chris Potter as well. Basically, Chris, you did your channel was fantastic, mate. And basically, don't let these trolls commentate you. Don't let them win. You know, Steve's come back, and he's a smashing guy. You know, and he's basically showing the truth. And Scott, at the end of the day, we just got to keep going. We've got to keep going with people.
Yeah, there's absolutely no doubt. And there's nothing stopping me unless I take my last breath.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And if I happen to take my last breath, I do believe in the life hereafter. And if I come back as a spirit, or a ghost, this is an announcement to all of the trolls on YouTube. If I come back as a spirit, I am going to haunt the living hell out of you, and you will never, ever get a good night's sleep. I will see to it that you piss your pants every night in your bed. But anyways, buddy, you know, we will definitely keep in touch by email and our Google Hangout here. I want to wish your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and speak to your friend about joining us. And we're going to try to kick this off by the first of the year. And the alliance will be a force to reckon with. That's all I got to say. Any last words, my friend?
Yeah, Happy New Year, Scott, and to all the subscribers as well. Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas as well. You know, so take care and respect to everyone.
All right, you got it, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast right here and do a little bit of Christmas shopping, drink a bottle of Bacardi, and see what else happens in this world. But for everybody out there that was listening, and I want you to just simply go to Matt's YouTube channel. I'm going to list his URL for his channel. Go there, subscribe, start paying attention to what's going on. Keep yourself updated, and we will see you shortly.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, Matt.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Bye-bye.